Nigeria, the giant of Africa, a land of over 200 million people, rich in culture, rich in oil, rich in hope. But in 1993, something happened that changed the nation forever. This is the story of MKO Abiola, the man who won an election, the man who never ruled, the man whose victory was stolen. This is the story of June 12, the day democracy was denied in Nigeria. Moshood Kashimawo Olawale Abiola was born on August 24, 1937 in Abeokuta, Ogun State. His first name, Kashimawo, means "let us wait and see." His parents gave him the name because many of his siblings had died young. They were not sure he would survive, but he did. Abiola grew up poor. He sold firewood to support his family. He worked hard in school. He was brilliant. He won scholarships. He studied accountancy in Scotland. When he returned to Nigeria, he joined International Telephone and Telegraph, ITT. He rose to become the company's vice president for Africa and the Middle East. He became one of the richest men in Nigeria. But Abiola was not just about money. He gave back. He built schools, mosques, and churches. He gave scholarships to thousands of students. He supported the poor. People called him a man of the people. To understand June 12, we must understand Nigeria before it. Since independence 1960, Nigeria had struggled with military coups, civil war, and corruption. So by the 1980s, the military had ruled for most of the time. General Ibrahim Babangida came to power in 1985. He promised to hand over to civilians. He created two political parties, the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and the National Republican Convention, NRC. But Nigerians were tired. They wanted real democracy. They wanted a leader who cared for the people. On June 12, 1993, Nigerians went to the polls. For the first time, people voted not based on tribe or religion, but on hope. Abiola, a Muslim from the southwest, won votes in the north, the east, and the south. He defeated his opponent, Bashir Tofa, even in Tofa's home state in Kano. The results were clear. Abiola had 58% of the votes. Nigerians celebrated. They believed democracy had finally come. They believed that democracy had arrived. International observers praised the election. It was free, it was fair, it was peaceful. But then something shocking happened. On June 24, 1993, General Ibrahim Babangida annulled the election. He cancelled the results. He said there were problems, but many believed the military simply did not want to give up power. The annulment broke the hearts of millions. Protests erupted across the country. People were killed. Newspapers were shut down. Journalists were arrested. Nigeria was thrown into crisis. After the annulment, Abiola refused to stay silent. He believed the people had chosen him and he would not betray them. In 1994, he made the bold Ekpetedu declaration in Lagos. Standing before a crowd, he declared himself the rightful president of Nigeria. It was a dangerous move. The military saw it as rebellion. Soon after, Abiola was arrested. He was locked away in prison. The government wanted him to renounce his claim. They offered him freedom if he would give up, but Abiola refused. He said, "My mandate is sacred. I cannot betray the people." In prison, Abiola lived under harsh conditions. He was cut off from his family. He was denied medical care. Yet, he remained strong. He became a symbol of resistance. Abiola's arrest sparked a wave of resistance. Activists, politicians, and ordinary citizens rose up. The National Democratic Coalition, NADECO, was formed. Its members included respected figures like Anthony Enahoro, Bola Tinubu, Wole Soyinka, Beko Ransom Kuti, and many others. They demanded that Abiola be released and that democracy be restored. Abiola's wife, Kudirat Abiola, became a powerful voice. She organized protests. She spoke out against the military. She became a symbol of courage, but in 1996, tragedy struck. Kudirat was assassinated in Lagos. Her death shocked the nation. The struggle continued. Journalists were jailed, newspapers were shut down, activists fled into exile, yet the cry for democracy grew louder. International pressure also mounted. Western nations condemned Nigeria. Sanctions were imposed. Nigeria became isolated. After Babangida stepped aside, General Sani Abacha seized power in late 1993. His rule was brutal. He crushed opposition, he jailed critics, he ruled with fear. Abacha refused to release Abiola. For 4 long years, Abiola remained in prison. He was offered freedom many times, but only if he gave up his claim. You know what? Abiola refused. Abacha himself died suddenly on June 1998. Nigerians hoped that Abiola would finally be free, but fate had other plans. On July 7, 1998, just 1 month after Abacha's death, Abiola also died in custody. Oh my God. The official story was that he suffered a heart attack, but many Nigerians believed something darker happened. Some said he was poisoned. His death broke the nation's heart. Crowds poured into the streets. People wept. They felt robbed not only of their votes but also of their leader. Abiola's death marked the end of an era, but it also opened the door to change. After Abiola's death, the military finally handed over power in 1999. Nigeria returned to civilian rule. Olusegun Obasanjo, another Yoruba leader, became president. But many Nigerians felt that democracy had not truly been restored. They believed Abiola's sacrifice had been ignored. For years, June 12 was remembered quietly by the activists and civil society. It was not officially recognized. Then, in 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari declared June 12 as Democracy Day, replacing May 29. He also awarded Abiola the nation's highest honor, the Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, GCFR, usually reserved for presidents. This was seen as a way to honor Abiola's struggle. Even today, many ask that as Nigeria betrayed June 12, activists argue that elections are still plagued by vote buying, manipulation, and violence. They say the spirit of June 12, unity, fairness, and transparency has not been fulfilled. The 1999 constitution written by the military is seen as flawed. Many call for restructuring, for true federalism, for reforms that reflect the will of the people, Human rights defenders like Joe Odumakin say democracy in Nigeria remains troubled. Others like Dr. Lai Adeniyi call June 12 a watershed moment that proved Nigerians can rise above ethnicity and religion, yet they lament that the lessons of that day have not been translated into good governance. The story of MKO Abiola is the story of courage. It is the story of a man who stood for democracy, even when it cost him his freedom and his life. June 12 was democracy denied, but it also became democracy reborn. Today, Nigerians still remember. They still hope. They still fight. They still fight for the dream Abiola carried. Abiola was already a household name. He was known for his generosity. He gave scholarships to thousands of students. He built schools, mosques, and churches. He funded hospitals. He supported artists, athletes, and communities. For many Nigerians, Abiola was more than a businessman. He was a father figure. He believed wealth should be shared. His philanthropy made him beloved across ethnic and religious lines. This reputation helped him in the 1993 election. People trusted him. They believed he would lead with compassion. When the election was annulled, Nigerians poured into the streets. Students marched. Workers went on strike. Civil society groups demanded justice. The protests were met with violence. Soldiers opened fire. Tear gas filled the air. Many were killed. Yet the people refused to be silenced. June 12 became a rallying cry. It was no longer just Abiola. It was about the right of Nigerians to choose their leaders. The annulment grew global attention. Western nations condemned Nigeria. The United States and Britain imposed sanctions and was suspended. Nigeria became isolated. International organizations like Amnesty International highlighted human rights abuses. The Commonwealth suspended Nigeria. Abiola's struggle became a global story. He was seen as a symbol of democracy in Africa. The fight for June 12 came at a heavy price. Activists were jailed. Journalists were silenced. Families were torn apart. Kudirat Abiola's assassination in 1996 was one of the darkest moments. She was shot while campaigning for her husband's release. Her death showed the brutality of the regime. Others like Beko Ramsom Kuti suffered imprisonment. Many went into exile. The human cost of June 12 was enormous, but it also showed the courage of Nigerians. In prison, Abiola remained defiant. He refused to renounce his mandate. He believed he was the rightful president. On July 7, 1998, he died suddenly. The official story was a heart attack, but suspicions of foul play remain. His death shocked the nation. It was the final act in a long tragedy. For years, June 12 was remembered quietly. Activists held events, families mourned, but it was not officially recognized. So, in 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari declared June 12 as Democracy Day. He awarded Abiola the GCFR, Nigeria's highest honor. This was seen as a way to honor Abiola's sacrifice. It was also a recognition of the importance of June 12 in Nigeria's history. But as Nigeria lived up to the spirit of June 12, many say no. Elections are still plagued by vote buying, manipulation, and violence. The 1999 constitution imposed by the military is seen as flawed. Calls for restructuring and true federalism continue. Activists argue that the democracy in Nigeria remains troubled. They say the lessons of June 12 have not been fully learned. June 12 is more than a date. It is a symbol. It represents unity. It represents fairness. It represents the will of the people. On that day in 1993, Nigerians rose above ethnicity and religion. They voted as one nation. That spirit remains powerful. It shows what Nigeria can be. Today, Nigeria faces many challenges. Corruption, insecurity, poverty, and unemployment remain. Elections are often contested. Trust in leaders is low. But the memory of June 12 continues to inspire. It reminds Nigeria of what is possible. It reminds them that democracy is worth fighting for. The story of MKO Abiola and June 12 is the story of democracy denied. But it is also the story of democracy reborn. Abiola never became president, but his struggle changed Nigeria forever. June 12 is now Democracy Day. It is a reminder of the courage of one man and the will of millions. The fight of democracy continues. The dream of June 12 lives on. The story of MKO Abiola and June 12 reminds us that democracy is never free. It is fought for, it is defended, and it must be protected. If you believe in the power of the people, if you believe in the lessons of June 12, then keep this story alive. Share it, talk about it, teach it, and never forget it. If you found this documentary helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss more stories about history, democracy, and the fight for freedom. Leave a comment below with your thoughts on June 12 and what it means for Nigeria today. Your voice matters, just as the voices of millions mattered on that historic day. Together we can keep the spirit of June 12 alive. Democracy denied must never become democracy forgotten. Thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.